Now, when it comes to Lorenzo's character, we already know that something will eventually happen to him just based on what happened with Zeke. Although I do believe there is some, foul play with what happened with Zeke, there is still a consequence that Lorenzo is going to face just based on what happened. And for those of you who do not know and may have not noticed all of the details, in one of the previews, we can actually see Kane wearing the same chain that he gave to Lorenzo. Wow, he's walking out of a funeral carrying a coffin.
Why'd you go so hard for me not to bring Drew?
Many have suspected because Kane is wearing that necklace that Lorenzo is the person that's inside that coffin. Now, based on these new images that have been released, we can pretty much tell that there's going to be some tensions between Monet and Lorenzo already. She will eventually find out what Lorenzo did behind their back. And I feel like Diana is the person who's going to reveal everything of what really went down and the information that she revealed to, Lorenzo. Because, I feel like she's going to be, just like Monet, she's going to be really affected by the death of Zeke. And I feel like Diana is the person who's going to be the person who pretty much reveals what actually happened to Monet, which is what she's actually, trying to explain to Lorenzo right here in this image. She's most likely telling Lorenzo that she doesn't know how much longer she's going to be able to keep whatever it is that she did quiet. Or maybe even telling him that she had to let Monet know what she did. And I feel like this is going to be a warning sign for Lorenzo to basically leave. Because from the images, we can tell that Monet, she's going to find out eventually. We know that she's somebody from the streets, right? But I don't think personally, just knowing the history that she's had with Lorenzo, I don't think that she's going to be the one to take him out. I don't think she's gonna have it in her. She might try to take him out in one of the first episodes, but I feel like she's not gonna have it in her to to actually do it. So she's gonna need somebody else to do it, and I feel like this person is gonna be Tariq. And if Tariq fails, I feel like the only other two people that we can see do this could be either Kane or Diana, which is something that's pretty interesting because this could go either way. If Tariq kills Lorenzo, there's going to be a lot of, tension between Kane and Tariq, and their beef is going to grow even bigger. One of the things that they foreshadowed in season 2 was Kane killing Lorenzo. So, like, in a strange way, I feel like Kane would be prepared for that already. He almost, pretty much did it in the finale, but as we all know, that wasn't necessarily the entire plan that they had mapped out. But like I said, they pretty much already, worked towards that with Kane's character, him taking on Lorenzo before. So I wouldn't be surprised if Kane is the person who takes him out eventually. Now, when it comes to Diana's character taking on Lorenzo, I feel like it's something that we will never see coming. But at the same time, she always sides with her father, so I feel like her making that big choice, that big decision, isn't necessarily something that we're actually gonna see. She's pretty much the only reason Lorenzo got back home, so I feel like there's no way she's gonna be able to do that in the first place. But if it does happen, I feel like that's something that we'll never see coming at all. I mean, just imagine Diana taking out Lorenzo. Do you guys actually see that happening? I mean, put it into perspective. I feel like that would be, so damaging for her character. But on the flip side of all of this, she can actually develop a stronger connection with Tariq since she's going to be able to relate to a big decision that he made. But again, I just don't see her doing this. So I feel like either Kane or Tariq are going to be the people who are going to be able to take out Lorenzo. Like I said, this could go either way. If Tariq decides to kill Lorenzo, it would just, this would make the beef between him and Tariq bigger than what it already is. But if Kane takes out Lorenzo, I feel like this would be a thing where Kane could relate to Tariq in various ways because he knows that Tariq killed his father. So in a way, we're gonna be able to see them both, relate more to each other. This is gonna make them pretty much develop a bigger relationship than what they've had in the past. So, like I said, this could go either way, which is why I feel like Lorenzo's character, his fate, is very important. But just based on what I saw in those, first look images, it looks like Monet knows already. She's holding Zeke's clothes and she's taking this to Tariq. And one of the things that I noticed in that preview is the fact that Kane wasn't really, in tears in that scene when, the coffin was being taken out. I feel like there's a possibility that he may not know what actually happened. I feel like if he was the person who took out Lorenzo, and Lorenzo is the person that's inside that coffin, I feel like Kane would be having more of a breakdown in the scene, but that's not the case. It doesn't really look like that. And I feel like he wouldn't have been able to carry out that coffin if he was the person who pulled that trigger. Think about it, pay some thought to it. I feel like Tariq, from all of these people, is the person who's gonna have it and then more, because he's pretty much already done this before. And I feel like this is gonna have, a very psychological effect on his character, and it's gonna affect his relationship with, the Monet family. I feel like this whole situation, if Tariq is the person who pulls that trigger, could be the start of that downfall that we will be able to see down the line between him and Monet's family. And now keep in mind that there is still a good possibility that, Lorenzo could have just probably left this chain for Kane after he left, after he made the choice to leave before Monet found out about what he did. Because I'm pretty sure he's going to run once he learns that Monet is catching on to what he did. And it's very likely that this could potentially still be Zeke's funeral at the end of the day. If Kane found out about what Lorenzo did, I feel like the last thing that he would want to wear is something that Lorenzo was wearing all the time, especially when he was killing Zeke. Think about it. Like I said, Lorenzo could have just left that chain for Kane to have as something to remember him by. Put it into, perspective. I don't think that Monet is gonna, if Monet wants to get rid of Lorenzo, she's gonna do it in a way where his body will not be found, because that's just gonna, start raising a lot of questions for the feds about who killed, Lorenzo. So I feel like she's gonna, do it in a way where nobody would know what actually happened to him, and he's not gonna have a funeral. Think about it. That would only add more pressure to, her family from the feds if she does it in a way where they find his body. I feel like she's gonna take care of his body. I feel like she's gonna make his body disappear somewhere if she does decide to kill him. Think about it. This will basically help her avoid any more trouble for her and for her family during a time where they're supposed to be grieving the loss of, one of their family members. Think about it. This could go either way, like I said. But let me know your predictions down below. Let me know your theories. Who do you guys believe will be the person that takes out Lorenzo in this next season? Leave your predictions down below. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you for watching.